Susie, tough old game out there today, but getting back to winning ways after that Saracens result was the most important thing.
Yeah, it was. It was a really tough game. I think it was really physical out there by the looks of our players right now. They're exhausted. They're really pleased with the first half. Second half, we just needed to do more of the same, but up it. And unfortunately, we lost our way a bit. But great result at the end of the day.
And I'm going to say, whatever happens now in the final two games of the season, that's all the top four sides that have been beaten by us now in our debut campaign. And I suppose it shows just how far the girls have come. I know we keep saying it every week, but to be able to pick yourselves up after a loss to Saracens and then come back and put that sort of performance in against Loughborough, that would be really positive.
Yeah, really positive. And some pleasing things today. Some things that we specifically worked on in the week showed in that game. So that's what we're asking for. Oh, let's work on some things. Let's get better at some things and tidy some things up. So that was really pleasing. As I said, just a bit of loose stuff in the second half. Our defence was again back to how we needed to be against the top four side, which let us down in the second half last week against Sarries. And our kick chase was much better. So all in all, there's some pleasing bits. And again, going into the last two games, which are 2 games in 6 weeks, 3 weeks apart. It's going to be all about us coming out with maximum performances.
And just a word on a couple of players then. Laura, obviously first start and a first try as well, which was made by Pat's little kick through. Obviously Pat's had an extra week in that 10 jersey now to get familiar with it in training. How well do you think they did and the rest of the Scott side today? Yeah,
I thought Laura was outstanding, really, really good. I thought our standout forward was McKinley Hunt, who was unbelievable today. Pat was mixed. That's what you get from Pat, as we know. She's a natural 9. She's probably sometimes tries to do a bit too much at 10. But we'll have a look back at that. And it takes a while for a side to gel with different halfbacks. So when your 10 changes, then it takes a bit of adjustment. So we've now got a period of time where we can adjust to how Pat plays a little bit different to Taylor.
And just looking ahead then for me, obviously we've got that elongated break now, like you said, for the Six Nations. Lots of players involved. I know you touched on it in the build up to the game this week, but just how proud are you to see so many of the girls getting call ups?
It's just been amazing, hasn't it? Like Flo Robinson, first Prem 15 season, and now she's got a call up into the Six Nations squad, which is brilliant. Merrin, exactly the same. And then we've got, Laura's been called up to the Ireland squad, and then a couple, Abby and Neve, in the Welsh squad. So yeah, a fair smattering of players in the Six Nations, which is really pleasing.
And just focusing finally then back on today's game, you said about how physical it was out there. We've seen lots of bumps and bruises. We saw Rachel Johnson having to come off. How is she and how serious is that one? Yeah,
she's all right. I'm just watching her there. She's there's a dislocation and possibly a break, so we'll go. She's going with a medic, so she'll get looked after, and then we'll just reassess. I think everyone else is all right as far as I know.
And then, I know I said finally, just this one finally. Then looking ahead, then it'll be Sale away next time out. The other new team this season as well, and a nice long old trip up towards Manchester for us. Going into those final 2 games then, what sort of targets are you setting for yourselves?
Good, consistent performances for 70 minutes. That has to be what we're asking of ourselves. Sale away is going to be incredibly different to when they came to Sandy Park, and to be honest, didn't represent themselves very well. But we know they're an improving side. They've been doing better and better every week. And then, of course, Gloucester Hartbury, we haven't seen since the very start of the season. So again, each game at a time, we'll go away to Sale and prep for that as we're able to. We don't know who's going to be available and who's not at the moment. And then following that, we'll deal with Gloucester Hartbury. But we're pleased with where we're at. Some things could be better, but we could be in a lot of worse position. And the main thing, like you said, is we've now beaten all top 4 sides in this league in our first season. So we're really pleased.